We live in a watery world. Earth is called the blue planet because water covers 70% of its surface, so oceans are the world's largest habitat. However, most areas of the world's oceans nowadays are experiencing habitat loss. This is partly because of natural disasters, such as tsunamis or hurricanes, but it is usually the result of human activities, which are far more persistent and lead to drastic deforestation, erosion, biodiversity loss, and extinction. As human population increases, land and ocean use increase as well, and wild species have smaller spaces to call home. Furthermore, as the planet is getting warmer and the oceans continue to absorb the heat trapped in the atmosphere, sea animals, unlike land animals, cannot find a shady spot. Some of them might be able to migrate, but others will simply die out. This is a serious problem because even a slight alteration of a natural habitat can result in a domino effect that harms the entire ecosystem. Species are interdependent, and people often forget that many jobs and food products are also tied to seaborne economies.
The ocean is a large area with different kinds of habitats, which provide home to the greatest diversity on life on Earth. Some habitats are shallow, sunny and warm. Others are deep, dark and cold. In order to survive, plant and animal species are able to adapt to certain habitat conditions, including movement of water, light, temperature, nutrients, availability of food and saltiness of water.
Ocean habitats can be divided into three: coastal, surface water, and open ocean. Most ocean life can be found in coastal habitats on the continental shelf. Coastal habitats, such as mangrove forests and salt marshes, seagrasses, and coral reefs, are the so-called eco-engineers of the coasts. Not only do they provide a layer of protection to sustain life, but they also reduce the impact of climate change. A mangrove forest, for example, absorbs carbon dioxide. Its soil can store 3 to 5 more carbon per area than any other tropical forests.
Many people don't know that coastal habitats can also protect us from natural disasters. Coral reefs and seagrass meadows, for example, form barriers to protect the shoreline from waves and storms. They soften the impact during storm surges and floods, helping to prevent loss of life, property damage and erosion. However, a lot of coastal habitats have been destroyed due to human activities. First of all, overfishing and destructive fishing, such as bottom trawling. Trawling involves dragging heavy nets across the seafloor in order to catch large quantities of fish in one go. The problem with this is that everything that happens to be in the way gets swept up in the net too. So many non-target species are being fished in the process, and habitat gets destroyed, completely flattened as well. Another fishing method, which is extremely harmful, is dynamiting, because it can destroy entire ecosystems within seconds of the explosion. Big problem is also pollution. More people usually equals more waste. Development near coastal waters contaminates the ocean with toxic substances such as chemicals and pesticides from factories, farms and households. Container ships can damage habitats with their anchors. Spills of oil and other substances can kill thousands of birds and fish and leave a toxic environment that can persist for years.
Although habitat destruction has been increasing for many years, the protection of marine habitats has only recently become an issue of critical importance. Local and national governments and international marine conservation groups have started to work together to develop policies to protect and preserve our valuable resources.
There are different ways to conserve marine habitats. One of the tools to ensure healthy oceans are marine protected areas, or MPAs for short. MPAs are clearly defined space in our oceans and seas where human activities are restricted and managed, and usually a government or some other authorized body places different limits on human activity. They are established with different goals. For example, in order to protect important natural resources, to conserve ecosystems and biodiversity, but also to boost fish populations and provide a secure habitat for species close to extinction. Fully protected MPAs are usually called marine reserves or no-take areas, and they are far more effective than NPAs because they prohibit all extractive activities, such as fishing, seabed mining, or oil and gas drilling. However, marine reserves are far less common and are often very small and located within larger multiple-use MPAs. The benefits marine reserves provide are truly remarkable. They allow previously depleted fish populations to recover and can even increase the catches in neighboring fishing grounds. Fish are generally far more diverse and abundant inside protected areas, especially species that are usually targeted by fisheries, and they grow larger and produce more eggs and juveniles that replenish the nearby fishing areas. In addition, the abundance of prey then attracts predator species such as tunas, sharks, and rays, and the high diversity of species enhances the functioning of the whole ecosystem. So the increase in biodiversity is helpful to the overall ecosystem health and productivity, and also helps the oceans to be more resilient, to withstand different stress events better. These undisturbed, pristine sites are also very valuable for research and education, helping scientists to understand more clearly the extent of human impacts on the marine environment and giving us all the opportunity to enjoy the abundance and richness of marine life. We often forget that everything we do on land at one point impacts our coastal environment. Coastal regions are still experiencing intense pressure by exploding coastal populations. Activities such as the creation of harbors, building hotels, removing forests or seagrass to create larger beach spaces, and building marinas for storage and access of boats can destroy mangroves, coral reefs, and seagrass beds, which are crucial for creating habitats for other organisms. This is why there has to be land use and development regulation based on scientific knowledge and information. Local and state policymakers need to be informed of the impact coastal development has on marine habitats and react accordingly.
Healthy oceans benefit the whole planet. Alongside marine species, they provide natural solutions to climate change and resilience. So what can you do to help restore marine habitats? Conserve water. Save water so excess runoff and wastewater will not flow into the ocean. Mind your carbon footprint. Be conscious of how much energy you use at home. Ride a bike or walk instead of taking the car or the bus. Use fewer plastic products. Bring your tote bag when stopping and recycle whenever possible. Reduce waste. Cut down on what you throw away. Help take care of the beach. Organize or participate in local beach cleanups. Educate yourself about oceans and marine life. The more you learn about the issues, the more you'll want to help ensure its health and share the knowledge to educate and inspire others. Every person is significant. By conserving and improving biodiversity, we also improve human livelihoods, economic growth, and overall health of this planet that we call our home.